Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas.
Today we hit week.
Even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Today we hit week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers
and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Caught at the 26.
Ready, set. Cowboy 80.
They go play action here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Isaiah Rodgers.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Las Vegas Raiders. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
Ready?
The drive starts with a run by White. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Brian Burns in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. And the tight end goes in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is intercepted.
And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
At the Raiders' 24-yard line.
Right back to Hubbard.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And this is going to be intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. The 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That second down play nets a -4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
2nd and 8. On the counter, this is Hubbard.
And he's got room. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 16-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard.
Shoves him aside. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick 6.
They'll run here with Hubbard.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina.
Chuba Hubbard with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown. So 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
The Raiders at 6-3 on the year. And they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They're going to look to throw. That'll be taken in by Anderson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Looking to throw. It completes it once more to Anderson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Now back to the ground game with White. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Give him credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stop the run and then executed.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the 1st on 3rd. They'll set up to throw. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 41. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Being chased out left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Partner, the good ones have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this. I've got this many seconds to find a target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this 1st down snap. He doesn't just get some yards, though. He gets a big gain, and he'll come right back.
Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted.
Past the 20.
And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's at the 50, the 30, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer.
Hubbard is in. Touchdown, Carolina. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to have a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division. Look at,
and for the third time here this half, it's intercepted.
Brandon Smith picks it off.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown.
Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick six against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick six of their own.
And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick six, the other comes back and matches it. These are two defenses that plan on winning the game for their teams themselves.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And it's now 21-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if I kept having a rough patch, he said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. In motion comes the tight end left. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why they look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
He's got his man. It's White. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards to play.
This one was all about clearing space for this play to work, because he's got to leak out the backfield to his right, then angle his way up the field, and a really pretty throw to put it on him and create the big play downfield.
The throw right sideline here is complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 11 yards for number 11.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're acting panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. First down, here's White. And they'll be stopped at the 28. On a play that started at the 14, they pick up 14.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They go right back to White here on first down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5. And this is caught at the 8. Touchdown. Zamir White halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Carson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
This is taken just shy of the 10.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Raiders have recovered.
So a turnover there on the kickoff. And don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
Very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, these are mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football right back with another great opportunity.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. Come back in, come back in.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher if guys trying to get to the football.
They defer to White out of the shotgun. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one, but occasionally the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly, maybe someone tipped it off, but on that play, it had no chance.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Back to throw here. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
That was a difficult catch, and I admire the fact that he actually caught the football, worked so hard to get his feet down inbounds, tried to do the toe tap. My dad's an accomplished tap dancer. I'm not sure he would have gotten his feet in on that one.
Is he really?
Yeah, that he is.
How about that? What about young Davis?
No, it did not. It did not cross.
It didn't carry over.
No, it stopped right there.
Back to throw again. And it'll be intercepted.
And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line.
There he goes left side. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Carolina.
Chuba Hubbard third.
With career touchdown number 109, that ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list.
And the Panthers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. And that flag accepted.
Tyler Bass sends the kickoff.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll throw now on the final play. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? Welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? Now, I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
143 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Back to throw. McDonald.
He gets this one to Hubbard, complete.
Touchdown, Panthers. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
And the pressure gets to him again. Brian Burns picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got White here. They find some open field here. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And between the last two plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll look to throw again.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Ready, break. Buffalo 18. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception.
And the Panthers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
19,
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Throwing on 3rd and long. McDonald. And that is incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 45-yard punt for there on the return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception.
He's got a man, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time. You need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Here's a throw out wide to Anderson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Final minute now of the third quarter. They'll go up the middle with White. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 13-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here we go, here we go. 70 Timberwolves. 60 average.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And my goodness, another interception. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Bass on for the extra point.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Panthers 42, Raiders 14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick 6 on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And a throw right sideline is complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Over the middle, it's complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Panthers 49, Raiders 14.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Run on 1st down with Hubbard.
And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On the handoff, running left is Hubbard.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
This one from 35 yards away.
The kick by Bass is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have the kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one's pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 18, Pioneer. Hey.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And they'll indeed take a knee. And they will take a knee here. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close it out.
So for Carolina, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll look to get back on track.